I can hear the bell striking. So good evening and welcome to our inaugural STEP online quiz. I hope you, your family and friends are all well in these difficult times. For us in the world of travel, we're in a certain amount of limbo at the moment. But some are hard at work, and that's why we're doing this. We're doing it to support the Heroes and Heroines Fund. So thank you very much for coming on board with us tonight. At the end of last month, we did a cycle ride, a 24-cycle ride. I'm doing it indoors, from outside, only for 1 hour, and we've raised a good amount of money, and we hope to raise more tonight, thanks to you all being here. So what's in it for you, other than to lift the spirit, it's prizes. And I'm pleased to say that the first prize is a 2-night stay for 2 at the Newt in Somerset, and then also for runner-up is a book from the Pig Hotels. You will be pleased to know that it's not just my dulcet tones that you'll be listening to, but I'm delighted to be joined by my famous 5, George, Timmy, Julian, Dick and Anne, otherwise known as Charlotte, Jared, Lucy, Rob and Sally. You, in terms of teams, we're delighted that we've got 26 teams, I believe, taking part tonight, with an interesting assortment of names. I'm sorry to say that I'm not wearing my rhino suit. Maybe next time I'm happy to do that. In terms of rounds, we have 10 rounds, and each round there will be some 10 questions, and 7 of them, given that we're a travel company, will require the answer of a country as the answer. House rules, hopefully you've all got or been sent notes beforehand. The key thing is, if you haven't already submitted your name, submit your name on the sheet now, please. And what we'll do is we'll run through each round, run through the questions. You answer those questions online, and then at the end will be a short delay, allowing you to go back and check your answers and then submit. I'd like to say that there'll be time penalties for those who procrastinate and debating answers. Once we have all the answers in, we'll then read out the answers. Sorry. And if you have any problems at any stage, please just message us straight away. So I think that's all from me for now, and I hope you are ready to begin. Good luck and go well. And I'm ready to hand over to Charlotte. Charlotte, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Hi. Hello, everybody. I'm Charlotte, the Product and Sales Manager for the UK, Europe and the Indian subcontinent. Really delighted that so many of you could join us today for our quiz. I hope you're all ready and raring to go. So I have the great pleasure of reading out the questions for the first round, and the first round is the geography round. Are you ready? Very best of luck. Here we go. You should be able to see the questions coming up soon on your screen. Can't seem to see them quite yet, personally. Can anybody else see the questions on their screen? Because I can't see them at the moment. Bear with us. Technical glitch, I think. I think we're just waiting for a few more teams to enter. We're not quite ready yet to start reading the questions, so bear with us just a moment.
Why don't you sing? Need to. In the jungle.
I think we're still waiting for some teams to join. I think they're all entering at the moment, so then we can get on with round 1. Please bear with us. Sorry about the delay. I think you might all be able to hear my husband in the background. He was going to start singing you a song just to entertain you while we wait, but he can if you want, but actually I've told him not to. Oh, he looks a bit upset. Perhaps he does want to sing. Write a message if you want any recommendations. I'll wheel Tom out while we're waiting. He can sing you a rendition of something. Okay, I think we're going to be ready to begin any minute now. Here we go. Geography round. Question 1. Here we go. If you sailed directly south from Mallorca, which North African country would you reach? Question 2. Which African country is the land of the free? Question number 3. There are 2 South American countries that have no coastline. Bolivia is one. Name the other. Question number 4. Where in Central Asia would you find a traditional felt hat called a kalpak? Question number 5. What is the only South American country to have English as its official language? Question number 6. Where would you find the world's largest religious complex? Question number 7. Which country in Africa has the largest city by area? Question number 8. What is the only flag in the world that is not rectangular? Question number 9. Which country has the largest Buddhist population? And finally, question number 10. Which country in the world has the longest coastline? Okay, so now hopefully on your screens you'll be able to see all the questions if you want to have a recap and just run through them yourselves. You might want to start submitting your answers now. Hopefully you've all pretty much submitted your answers now. And we're going to come to the end of this round, but before we finish, I'm going to run through the answers with you in a moment once you've all submitted. We're just waiting for the teams to submit all their answers. Please bear with everyone and with us. I think we're nearly there with all the submissions, and then I'll run through the answers for you. Just waiting for an update from the tech team about the final submissions coming in. Thanks for your patience, everyone. I think we're just waiting for 2 more teams to finish submissions. And 20 more seconds to go, everybody. Please get your answers in. 20 seconds to go. And I think time is pretty much up. Has everybody submitted their answers? Just waiting for the go-ahead that we've got all the answers in. And yes, I think everybody submitted their answers. Fantastic. Thank you very much. Now on your screens, you will see the answers to the questions, and I'll quickly run through them. Question 1 was Algeria. Question 2, Liberia. Question 3, Paraguay. Question 4, Kyrgyzstan. Question 5, Guyana. Question 6, Cambodia and Korwat. Question 7, Egypt, Cairo. Question 8, Nepal. Question 9, China. And question 10 was Canada. So those are all the answers. Thanks very much, everybody. And I'm going to pass you on to the next presenter for round 2. Good luck.
Hello, it's me back again. So hopefully geography was a good round for the Sudan team or even the Africa team. Maybe a bit of a struggle for Race Across the Kitchen. We now go to entertainment, where I hope the martinis do well. This is a quicker, a speedier round. It's a picture round, and we'll have 2 slides with 5 different images. And if we move on, we are looking more specifically at films. What we'd like to know is not the name of the film, but the country in which the film is set in. Not necessarily where it was filmed in, but where it was set in. And it's country, not continent, please. Okay, so we're going to move on to the second half. Some iconic films there. Hopefully you get. Maybe number 9 will be a little bit more, perhaps less easy to get. So there's all the films in front of you, and if you submit your answers, and we'll be ready to move on shortly. If anybody wants to message and ask for any clues, I'm happy to try and provide a few hints, maybe. But right, if you could just submit your answers as quickly as possible, we'll move on. I think maybe in the next few rounds, we might sort of name and shame those who are taking a bit longer. Maybe there's a bit of family debate going on. Okay, half of you submitted answers thus far. Just a few more to go. The brainy butler is asking for a point for the Switzerland flag. I think we might have to go to the judges on that and come back to you. Okay, I think we're ready to move on. And I think the leaders have a score of 14 at the moment. There are 3 teams on 14, 4 teams on 14. One team perhaps not doing quite so well. So there's a bit of a disparity here, but there's 8 more rounds to go, so lots more opportunity. There's a 5th team, so 5 teams on 14, a couple on 13, 1 on 12, 11, 10, and some in single figures. Right, I think we're ready to go to the next round then. So I'm delighted to hand over to Lucy, I think, for history. And again, I think this is a round maybe for the brainy butlers to do well. Over to you, Lucy.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm here. I'm Lucy. I head up the Americas team, and I'm going to run through the history round with you. Okay, question 1. He invented dynamite and established an annual prize in his name for cultural and scientific advances. What country was he from? Jawaharlal Nehru was the first Prime Minister of which country? Question 3. Which country was Princess Elizabeth visiting when she became Queen? Question 4. Costa Rica abolished its army in 1949. Which other country in Latin America also has no army? Question 5. Which country in the Americas, that's North and South America, has the most UNESCO World Heritage Sites? Question number 6. The Diamond Sutra is the world's oldest printed book. Where was it printed? Question number 7. Which country was the first to democratically elect a female prime minister? Question number 8. Bartholomew Dias was the first explorer to reach the Cape of Good Hope. Which country was he from? Question number 9. Which country has the oldest dynasty still ruling? And question number 10. What is the newest country in the world? Okay, if you missed any of those or you want to recap, all 10 questions are now on the screen. As soon as you've got all the answers done, if you could just submit those, and then we can move on to the answers. So you've got one more minute to submit all your answers for that round, please. Hopefully you've got most of those now. Guess the ones you don't know, and then enter your questions. Just waiting on the last few teams to submit their answers. If you could do that now, please, that would be great. And we can move on to the answers in round 4. We've got 20 been submitted, so we're just waiting on the last few now. Please, could we just have the last few submitted, and then we can move on to the answers. Okay, so here are the answers. Question number 1 was Sweden. Question number 2, India. Question number 3, Kenya. Question 4, Panama. Question 5 was Mexico with 35. Question 6, China. Question 7, Sri Lanka. Question 8, Portugal. Question 9, Japan. And question 10, South Sudan. So that's all from me, and your next round will be up shortly. Good luck.
So it's me again, art and literature. It's another picture round. So we will again show the first 5 pictures for 1 minute, and then we'll move on to the next slide, show them for a minute, and then all 10 together for another minute at the end. So let's go. So the aim is to name the country of origin of the artist, not the artist's name, either him or her, but where they come from. Whilst you're doing that, just to comment on the last section on history, I think that was the average score was the highest thus far. No team got 10 out of 10, but there were, I think, 4 9s. Solo Flight, Bruce Chapman's Backpack, Quarantine, and Woodgrow Wanderers. All got 9 on that round. Right, the second lot of 5. So just to update you on the total scores, there's 2 teams on 23. There's quite a few teams on 21. Team Galizzi, 19. I would expect more of them. There are a lot of 19s, a lot of 18s. So it's very close, tightly packed still. So maybe this round will separate a few. So they're all 10 images, and if you can start submitting as soon as possible, we can put up the answers. Okay, so the answers are coming in. There was 10 out of 10 for one team there. Right, the answers, and hopefully ready to move on to the next round, which is science and nature. So hopefully a good round for the ratlets, the Bitus tigers or Bombay ducks. Over to Sally.
Thank you, Justin. Hi, good evening, everybody. I'm Sally. I'm head up the Asia and Oceania team. Hope you're enjoying it. Hope you're all doing really well. So here we go with the science and nature round. Question 1. Sakura, the cherry blossom, is the national flower of which country? Question 2. Which is the most northerly country to have wild penguins? Question 3. The bald eagle is the national symbol of which country? The bald eagle. Number 4. Where are you most likely to find an Angolan giraffe? Question 5. In which modern-day country was the physicist and chemist Marie Curie born? Number 6. In which modern-day country was Nikola Tesla born? Number 7. Chichen Itza, was of huge astronomical importance. In which modern-day country would you find it? And question 8. Where is thought to be the birthplace of coffee? Question 9. Which country in the world is home to the most tigers? And last question, where are Chinese gooseberries from? Where are Chinese gooseberries from? That's the last one. So time to start submitting your answers. I think we'll have a little recap of all the questions so you can see it for yourself, forgiving my mispronunciation. Here we go. So if you have a quick look through those and submit your answers as soon as you can, we move on. I think we'll be showing the answers, but we were thinking about not, just to speed things up a bit. We'll wait and see. Any questions, do ask on the live comments tab on the right of your screen. People are looking at that, monitoring it if necessary. So here are the answers. I'll just quickly read these off. Answer 1 was Japan. Number 2, Ecuador, the Galapagos penguin. Number 3, USA. Number 4, Namibia. Number 5, Poland. Number 6, Croatia. Number 7, Mexico. Number 8, Ethiopia. Number 9, USA. And number 10, New Zealand. I hope you got them all right. I've got another round later, so see you then. Hand you over now to the next person. Good luck. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Rob, and I head up the Africa team at Steps. And now it's time for sport and leisure. So I've been told that we're going to be very draconian and only allow you 1 minute. Otherwise, we're going to start removing the answers. That's not me. I'm just doing what I'm told. So let's get started. Right, question 1. What do the rings on the Olympic flag represent? A, continents, B, countries, C, fellowship. I should have said this is a multiple choice round, as you might have guessed by now. So each question will have 3 possible answers. Question 2. Which city has hosted the Summer Games the most times? A, Athens, B, London, C, Paris. Question 3. The Olympic motto is Citius, Altius, Fortius. What does Citius mean? A, faster, B, higher, C, stronger. Question 4. Which ball is biggest? A, water polo ball, B, handball, or C, rhythmic gymnastics? Question 5. Which is the fastest women's Olympic record? A, the 400-meter freestyle, B, the 1500 meters, or C, the 3000-meter individual pursuit cycling? Question 6. How many Olympic records does Jamaica hold in track and field? A, 2, B, 3, or C, 4? Question 7. Which country holds Olympic records in both cycling and rowing? A, France, B, Germany, C, United Kingdom. Question 8. Which women's Olympic record is farthest? A, discus, B, hammer, C, javelin. Question 9. What color is the innermost zone in archery? A, black, B, gold, C, red. Question 10. Which country has won the most Olympic medals? A, China, B, Russia, or C, USA? So that's all 10 questions. And now you'll have a quick look at all 10 of them on one slide for a recap. If you've got all your answers, then start submitting them now. Hopefully it's a little bit easier with multiple choice. So you have a minute now to submit all your answers, and then we'll reveal them. Okay, we're just waiting for a few more. Time's nearly up, so if you haven't submitted yet, please do so. I think that's everyone in, so let's reveal the answers. So number 1 was A, continents. Number 2 was B, London. Number 3 was A, faster. Number 4 was A, water polo ball. Number 5 was C, cycling 3000-meter individual pursuit. Number 6 was C, 4. Number 7 was C, United Kingdom. Number 8 was B, hammer. Number 9 was B, gold. And number 10 was C, USA. So thanks, everyone. That's the sports and leisure round done. And I'll hand over to the next presenter.
Thank you, Rob. And the next one is another picture round. So we're monuments and exactly the same format as before. We'll split them into 2 sections. So we'll go if we can. So it's naming the country again. It's the country where that monument is. And just while you're doing that, to recap on some of the earlier rounds, in art and literature was a strong round for many. There were 3 10s, Solo Flight, Hermes, and Justin's Rhino Suit. In the round before, in geography, the first round, Team Galizzi got a 4, which is a little bit surprising that in that team is Nick Lane, our chairman. Obviously needs to do a bit more traveling. The Ratlets have had a very consistent start. They started with 4 8s and then got a 6 in Science and Nature. I think it was one of the harder rounds, maybe Science and Nature, except for Bombay Ducks, who got a 9. Can you remember the answer to question 6 in the geography section? That might help with number 10. And now we're going to see all 10 of them again. And again, if you can submit your answers as quickly as possible. And once we know we've had your answers, we will then move on to the next round. Sport and leisure was a good round for Bruce Chapman's backpack and also Solo Flight. Right, the next round, over to you, Jared.
Thank you very much, Justin. Good evening, everybody. I'm Jared. I'm the Product and Sales Director at Steps Travel, and it's up to me to talk you through sequences this evening. So we'll get straight on to sequence 1, and you'll soon understand what it is we're asking for when you see the question. So in order of population, China is the biggest country, India is second, USA is third. What's the 4th biggest country in order of population? So sticking with that same theme, question 2, in order of size, and we're talking landmass here, Russia, Canada, USA, what is the 4th country in that sequence? And the 3rd question in our sequences round is to do with the country that is most visited. So this is according to the United Nations World Tourism Organization. France is the most visited country in the world. Spain is second, USA is third. What is 4th? Question 4, the largest French-speaking population. France obviously is number 1. The Democratic Republic of Congo is number 2. Algeria is number 3. What is 4th in that sequence? Question 5, the largest army. So China has the largest army, India has the 2nd largest army, and USA is 3rd. Which country has the 4th largest army in the world? And question 6, the most UNESCO sites. Italy, number 1, China, number 2, Spain, number 3. Which country is number 4? The most UNESCO sites. And number 7, we're asking the percentage of women in parliament. So Rwanda has the most in terms of percentage of women in parliament. Cuba is second. Bolivia is third. Which country is fourth in that sequence? Question number 8. Percentage of population in prison. USA is number 1. Russia, not sure what the Russian is for porridge, but they're number 2. Ukraine is number 3. Which country is number 4 in that sequence? Question number 9. The largest Spanish-speaking population in the world. Mexico is number 1. Spain is number 2. Colombia is number 3. Which country is number 4? And the last question in this round, FIFA World Cup hosts. South Africa, Brazil, Russia, and who is the next host of the FIFA World Cup? So there's a recap of those questions. Hopefully that's all clear for you there. And if we could then start getting you to submit your answers, we will crack on with the rest of the quiz.
Hi again. Thanks, Jared. Round 9, so getting towards the end of it, the QI round. So ready when you are. Question 1. What colour is a black box? Question 2. What is the longest animal in the world? Question 3. What is the world's tallest mountain? Number 4. How did a Roman emperor signal for the execution of a gladiator? Number 5. What do camels store in their humps? Six. Where do Panama hats come from? Number 7, how many squares are there on a chessboard? Question 8, the Canary Islands in the Pacific are named after what animal? Question 9, what kind of creature is a Bombay duck? And last question from me tonight, who was the first Englishman to reach Australia? So I think we'll probably show a little recap slide. As you can probably see, the answers aren't coming anymore, just to speed things up for you. So here are all the questions. Submit your answers as soon as we can, then we can move on to what will be the last round. Hope you've all enjoyed it. Thanks for joining in. You submit your answers, that'd be great. Justin will give us an update. Thank you.
Right, on to the final round. It's a quicker round. It's higher or lower. Just going to read the question and you've got to say higher or lower. Hopefully it'll make sense when we start. So, ready for question 1. How many countries have the letter X in their name? Is it higher or lower than 5? Next question, please. How many people have been to the moon? Is it higher or lower than 10? Number 3, how many countries start with the letter B? Is it higher or lower than 15? I think Jared should have been doing this round. He's our Bruce Forsyth impersonator. Number 4, how many megacities are there in the world, i.e. in population over 20 million? Is it higher or lower than 25? Question 5. How many Islamic countries are there in the world? Are there more or less, higher or lower than 50 Islamic countries in the world? Number 6, how many countries are in Africa? Are there higher or lower than 50 countries? Number 7, how many countries drive on the left-hand side of the road? Is it higher or lower than 50? Question 8, how many people have been in space? Is it higher or lower than 500? And number 9, how many people have swum the English Channel? Is it higher or lower than 2,500? And number 10, how many people have climbed Mount Everest? Higher or lower than 4,000 people to have climbed Mount Everest? So there's a recap of all the questions. And again, we'd ask you to submit your answers as quickly as possible. I threw down the gauntlet to Team Galizzi about their low score in geography. and they answered with 10 in monuments, which is very impressive. So too a 10 from is Justin in a rhino suit again. I think the sequences round was maybe one of the harder rounds, but Scott Oz did well with 7, and so too Johnny's Journey. In QI, I hope that the Bombay Ducks got the answer to question 9 right. If not, it might have been a little bit embarrassing. Right, just waiting for a few more answers. Right, we're just trying to add up, I think, the final total for you. Thank you very much for all taking part. Thank you for helping support the Heroes and Heroines Fund. I hope you've enjoyed the quiz. I think that there's a bit of tension building, as Amanda Butler rightly says. It's close at the top. There's not many marks or points separating the top few, but still just waiting for a few more answers to come in. Right, I'm just... Bruce Chapman's backpack strong round and higher or lower, 9 out of 10 for them. There was an 8 for Johnny's Journey, a 7 for Solo Flight. And in QI as well. QI was again a little bit more difficult round, I think, judging by some of the scores there. I think there's maybe a steward's inquiry going on. There's obviously a bit of dispute as to who may or may not have won. Toby P, hang on in there. We'll be there shortly. Don't worry. Reese, unfortunately, I haven't got the rhino suit, but I think next time I can wear a gorilla suit if you like. Though it's a little bit more itchy than a rhino suit. The judges are asking for more time, so please just bear with us for the moment. Maybe you could ask if you'd like any more quizzes. I think we're more than happy to do it again, and we're more than happy to have any feedback in terms of the setup and how it worked. I think speed of submission was maybe one thing we need to try and get through it a little bit quicker, which is something we can work on. Or maybe we can have the last person to submit that answer then drops out of the next round or something like that. Or Reese, that's a little bit harsh about the gorilla suit, whether I've already got it on. Carla, I like your thoughts about it's the taking part that matters, not the results. Carla, I hope you did well on geography. from what I can see, there's not much movement at the top of the scoreboard, so I'm just trying to work out what's going on behind the scenes. Thank you, David. It'd be great to do another one, another quiz. I think the first round was a little bit slow because Charlotte was worried about her husband, Tom, in the background. Sarika, I like the idea about the clock ticking down. That's good. Puts a bit of pressure on people. Amanda, are you still there? Is the Toby P, the suspense must be killing you by now. Also, if you've got any ideas of any other categories or rounds that we could do, we'd be interested to hear that. And yes, Jeff, we will post the answers round to all of you so that you can see them, and again, you can share them with your friends if need be. As you say, Amanda, it's just a good time for you to recharge your glass. Carla, it would be great to have you back for another quiz. I hope all is well where you are, wherever you are. Right, I think we just need to make an executive decision here rather than sit here hanging on. Yeah, we'll try now to post the answer for the last 3 rounds. Good idea, Nick. So there's the monument answers. How many of those sites have you been to, Nick? Is that why you scored 10 out of 10? Jane, I'm sorry that the picture runs a bit too fast for you on a smaller screen. But yes, we will definitely have a time limit going forward. And here we go through sequences, whizzing through. Oh. I think judging by some of the scores, that was a difficult round. I think there was some tricky questions there, or certainly lots of different permutations. Certainly number 3 in terms of the most visited maybe also the army, maybe North Korea is a bit of surprise there for some. I think Germany becoming number 4 in UNESCO sites was a little bit of a surprise to me, and certainly UAE in terms of percentage of women in parliament. And PRISM, perhaps a bit of a random question. So the QI, so I think the answer wasn't necessarily the obvious answer. And maybe for number 2, most people put down the blue whale, but it is the bootless worm, and it's not Everest, but Mauna Kea, which is in the sea. Okay, move on, Nadia. And they're higher and lower. I always think it's interesting that more people have climbed Mount Everest than swum the English Channel. And also the number that have been into space much higher than one might think. And so too, countries that drive on the left-hand side. Right, I think we're now almost ready for the results. Thank you, Charlotte, for your shout out to the tech team, who you know well. Charles in the background working away. So too, Nadia. So I think I can see who's won and who's come second, but I don't know whether there's some sort of recount going on. Just phoning a friend very quickly. Oh, Nick, good attention to detail there. I think maybe Nick's angling to be the next quizmaster, which very happy to relinquish responsibility to him. Okay, we are now ready for the results, and the runners-up, I'm delighted to say, are Bruce Chatwin's backpack. Obviously did well in geography, and maybe monuments as well. And the winner is Solo Flight. So well done to them, but well done to all of you, and thank you very much once again for taking part. I hope you've enjoyed it. I think some of the comments, judging by them, you have, and we will send out details about a possible another one with Quizmaster Nick taking over. So thank you very much indeed from all of us. Have a very good evening. Enjoy the sunshine if you have some, and take care and stay safe. Thank you very much.